with you just to make sure all is going well. We're looking at the schedule for our course now, and I want to commend so many of the folks in our class went through and completed the first pause attendance quiz. If you missed that, maybe you added into the class a little bit late. Hopefully you got the second pause attendance quiz. I think almost everybody got that. If you didn't, let me know that you were attending. I emailed you because, of course, it affects the attendance reports that we turn into the college. We're going to have more of those because there's a little bit of a change this semester where the college is asking us to report your attendance more frequently. So be on the lookout for more emails from me. I may have another attendance quiz. And the good news for you about that is I think I give you a bonus point when you do that, that's added into the mix of points. So take advantage of that. All you got to do is say, yes, I'm here. I'm still in the class. I want to still be in the class, right? Okay. So you got into pause. You introduced yourself in the discussion board. That's also good. I'll be looking at those in the days ahead. I gave you some time to get out there and introduce yourself to each other. But looking ahead, and my goodness, Monday, February 1st, we already have an assignment due. You've got your Chapter 1 quiz and also your Chapter 1 discussion. So the way that this works is that the quiz is designed to just double check that you're reading the chapter and that you understand what you're reading. That you can, some of the questions you'll see, I don't want to use the word problems because they're really not word problems. They're more descriptive problems, you'll see if you haven't already. Hopefully you're in there working on those already. Now the discussion, make sure that you read the discussion assignment instructions and that you review the syllabus in terms of the requirements for the discussion. Because what I'm really looking for is probably a little different than what you are asked for in some of your other classes. In a lot of your other classes, someone may post something, and when you weigh in, and post your response, you may say something like, yeah, well, sure, that's great, I agree, or I've always felt differently. I am looking for more than your opinion here. I want to know that your education, your reading of this author, our textbook, either supports or does not support your opinion. I'm not necessarily trying to change your opinion, but if your opinion is rooted in, good, rational reasoning and logic, the textbook is going to support that. This is a personal finance class. And, none of this personal finance information is going to be, off the wall. So if you disagree strongly with what they say, you might want to think about it, but I would be really looking for a justification as to why you disagree. Now, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm just saying you cannot kind of arbitrarily say, well, that's not the way I do it, or I just disagree, and why do I disagree? Because I disagree. I don't really have any reason. I just don't think so. And that's just not good enough. You know what I mean? We want to use our education. We want to support our opinions with the literature. And when we talk about the literature, we mean all the body of knowledge for personal finance. And for our purposes, that's your textbook. It's all encapsulated in that textbook. Alrighty? Okay, so think about that. Make sure you go back and look at the syllabus. That's where, students oftentimes lose some points where, or maybe a couple assignments go by for the discussion board and you say, why am I losing points? And it's because of that syllabus. You got to go back and look at the assignment instructions, and you got to look at the requirements in the syllabus. All right, that way you'll do your best, and that's what we want. Okay, so I thought I wasn't going to talk too long here. I just wanted to make sure, you're coming into pause. If you haven't already, you're going to want to explore all of these resources. I do have videos available for you if you are unfamiliar with pause. But, as I click on that, and I see over here I need to look under Table of Contents and click on Chapter 1. I'm going to see some things I need to do. I even see my Chapter 1 quiz. I also see this is the link to the discussion. Now, I try to put everything in this content area, but, look around at some of the other things. For example, you might find that class list is very helpful to email me, to email other students in your class. You can go directly to the discussions there, so you can look at everything that you're going to do in terms of discussions, and that's sometimes nice. Under the assessments, quizzes, this is a link to all the quizzes that you're going to do throughout the semester. So it's just different ways to go about that, and that way you won't miss anything. But just get comfortable, exploring that, okay? But you're doing good. You're out there, you're working. Just be aware of the upcoming due dates, and I will email you as soon as I do start posting grades. I always email the class and say, I've posted grades on assignment X. Please go look at the assignment. When you do, this is the big thing I want you to notice. I'm going to click on assessment and I'm going to click on grades. I'm logged in as if I am a student right now, so my screen looks very much like the screen that you would see. Now right now I see a whole bunch of zeros. Out of 10 possible points I get a 0. Out of 10 possible points I get a 0. That's no good, right? As I post, when you come in here and you look at this, especially with the discussions, see how the discussions are down here? I tend to post very detailed feedback. In fact, I have a rubric, and a rubric is just like a little chart that says this is where I am giving points, this is where I'm deducting points. So scroll down, because once I post that feedback, this row that looks so small right now will expand really big. And what happens is later on you stop scrolling down so you don't see the feedback for all the chapters, okay? Also, I know that when I post your grades, Pause displays a little message up here, and it'll say, oh, the discussion, the grade for Chapter 1 discussion is posted. It's a 7 out of 10. And you're like, okay, whatever. No, you've got to go on assessments and come to grades, because this is the only place that you're going to see that detailed feedback. And in this class, maybe more than some of your other classes, but really probably for all your classes, that's important. You don't want to just say 7 out of 10 and oh well, you want to say, what did I do wrong? Because I don't want to keep on losing points. Let me go read the feedback so that I get maximum points the next time. Alrighty? So those are just a couple tips to help you get started, but I think the class is doing really well. You're hitting the ground running. So important in an online class, because it can get away from you really easily. So thanks for that, and keep working hard. Don't ever miss a chance to work ahead when you have that opportunity. Keep working on the next chapter and the next one and the next one. And I'll be talking to you again soon via email, maybe another video message, and keep up the good work.